The Holden Commodore is the most advanced car to be built in Australia and is consistently amongst the best-selling cars in the country. And we reckon the SV6 is the sweet spot in the Commodore range. Measuring in at just under 5 metres long, it's easy to see why the Commodore is the default choice for a lot of families after a big and affordable family car. The VF gets LED running lights up front, muscular lines and bulging wheel arches that help set the SV6 and SS aside from others in traffic. There's also front and rear parking sensors, but it's inside the cabin that the Commodore really makes an impact. The interior really is a great place to be. The quality of materials used around the cabin, along with the fit and finish, really needs to be commended. But the star of the interior has to be the 8-inch MyLink infotainment system. It comes with features like Pandora and Stitcher internet radio streaming, and you've also got your usual suspects like Bluetooth and also USB and auxiliary connections. The only thing it misses out on is DAB digital radio. Storage throughout the cabin is fantastic. Up front we have 2 generously sized cup holders, a felt-lined glove box, storage in the doors and handy seat back pockets. All of these things make the Commodore an exceptional family car. Being relegated to the back row of a Commodore is never a bad thing, and that's thanks to the masses of legroom and headroom on offer. Unlike some European or Japanese cars, you can easily sit 3 abreast here. But there are some negatives. There's no split folding seats. The best you can do is fold this middle section down. So if you need a larger storage space, you're going to have to go for the Sport Wagon instead. But on the upside, there are 3 ISOFIX anchorage points. There are also air vents in the back to help with those roasting Aussie summer days. With 496 litres of boot space on offer and a generously sized aperture, it's easy to get things like golf clubs, prams and shopping into the boot. And with a clever hydraulic system, there's no need for those silly gooseneck hinges to get in the way. Under the bonnet, you'll find Holden's Australian-built 3.6 litre V6 engine that produces a fairly healthy 210 kilowatts of power. The entry-level Evoke comes with a smaller 3 litre V6, and drivers after a little bit more grunt can go with a 6 litre V8 available in SS variants. The SV6 is available either with a 6-speed automatic or this notchy 6-speed manual gearbox. The engine offers the bulk of its torque lower in the rev range, and for the most part it's fairly responsive and quiet inside the cabin, but when you get a few revs on board it really can get a little bit thrashy. The electric steering offers plenty of feel, but has a little bit of a dead spot about centre. Certainly nothing to write home about though. Arguably though, it's the ride that sets the Commodore aside from the rest of the pack. It literally glides over any surface. This compliance, ride and handling is the end result of over 1 million kilometres, that's 1 million kilometres, of engineering and validation testing in Australia and abroad. The Commodore's local stability control tune is arguably the best in the business. It gives the driver that little bit of leeway to have some fun before it kicks in and takes control. Another sensational feature is blind spot monitoring, which is standard across the range. What the system will do is light up a light on your wing mirror if a car is sitting in your blind spot. And then if you indicate and try and merge, it will flash rapidly to let you know that there's somebody sitting there. We've all been guilty of making that mistake once in our lives. The Commodore's fuel consumption is also pretty impressive, especially when you consider the car weighs almost 1.7 tonnes. The SV6 churns through 9 litres per 100 kilometres on the combined cycle, whether you choose the 6-speed auto or the 6-speed manual. With the majority of city driving on this test though, you can expect that figure to climb over the 10 litre per 100 kilometre mark.
One of the features that makes the VF Holden's most advanced car is semi-automatic parking, and it's a piece of cake to use. The driver simply activates the parking system and waits for the car to alert them of an empty park. Then, the car automatically takes care of the parking procedure with the driver just modulating the brakes and following the instructions on screen. It results in a perfect park each and every time.
With a 3-year, 100,000 kilometre warranty and cap price servicing outlined for the life of the vehicle, the Holden Commodore still represents great value for money in the large car segment.